to talk to you, Ben Burtt.
Okay, I'll give you I'm just me.
I know you're you, but you are a sound guru.
That's right. That's true.
An Oscar-winning sound guru.
I've had that privilege. Thank you. Yes.
Yes, it's very funny. Steve Lee and I were just talking about you the other day.
Oh, really? Okay, sure. Steve's an old friend, right? And he's a fellow, oh boy, lover of the past of sound.
Yes.
You know, there's not many of us left. We're trying to keep it alive.
Yes, he's working on the Hollywood Sound Museum right now.
I've heard, right? Exactly. Yep.
Yes. He comes and does my radio show to talk about it.
Oh, good. Well, I'm sure he would.
So you are doing, I have seen the movie, I can't even tell you how many times, but you're going to be here. Let me move you a little bit this way, Ben, so we get you in camera.
Sure.
10 Commandments.
Yes, right.
What will you be discussing? I'm seeing the film again just to hear you talk.
Well, Craig Barron and I, who do these programs every year for TCM, we love to take the view of what the contribution of the visual effects and the sound effects have to the success of the production. Although we've often widened our lens to include stunts, production stories, we try to unearth things that people have not ever seen or heard before, or something that's been forgotten that maybe, it's not the usual trivia about the movie. And so we were able to get the cooperation of the Paramount Archives folks to go get outtakes from the film, special effects in VistaVision, retransferred to a nice digital, and they gave us access to all their photo archives, things that hadn't been published. We also did work at the Academy and places. So we've gathered together a story about DeMille himself, the story of going to Egypt and suffering through making the movie, coming back to Paramount, and the climax being, of course, the parting of the Red Sea. We'll talk about the sound. We'll talk about how it all took place in the Paramount parking lot.
Oh my God! I'm curious, Ben. I've interviewed a lot, and I know a lot of the guys over at Formosa, Mark Mangini, Hecker, Hogenacker, and I'm curious, what's your thoughts on how sound is being utilized today with the Dolby, with all the surround sound? It gets more and more and more advanced, but on the other hand, it's a little more convoluted, and you need a more discerning ear. Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, I think, the technology for how sound is played back in theaters is always changing. You might say the general trend was first to just have intelligible sound, then higher quality sound, and now it's the idea of sound everywhere, all around you, loud, or everywhere. It doesn't change what sound is supposed to do, which is help to sell the story or create the illusion. It's not about the technology as much as it is about picking the right moments for how sound is used. Is it music at this moment? If so, what kind of music? Or is it just a dialogue that's important right now? Is it the sound effects, and should it maybe be only sound effects to create a moment in the film? It's those applications of sound which ultimately are the most meaningful to the audience. It's not necessarily about the big show, or the best technology. It isn't about it. It's about how it's used. There's plenty of good sound work all through movie history, going back to when they were recording on Vitaphone discs. It was a matter of what is the idea behind it, and how is it used to create the illusion you want. So you take these things in stride, and it's always somewhat more difficult nowadays because we make films that are to be a big, strong sensation from beginning to end. Maybe they don't have any ups and downs.
Like the one across the street tonight.
There's a big one across.
Across the street.
There are certain films like that which are designed to be that way, and audiences expect it, and they require a certain amount of obvious craftsmanship. But that's not for everyone. There's other kinds of things you can do with sound. There's movies that can be about quietness or subtlety.
Silence is golden.
Yes, right. That's true. And so, and I don't think we quite hear as many films like that, generally speaking. Now we're just in an era where that is a little bit been forgotten.
I wish we'd have more of it, because it's that nuance, the light touch of the sound designer and mixer that I love.
Yeah, it can just be the right footstep at the right moment, the right door creak or something that sells the idea. and it doesn't have to be all subwoofer all the time.
Oh, Ben, thank you so much. An absolute privilege to get to talk to you. And
someone asked about sound.
And I will be there on Sunday because I want to hear you talk about the Red Sea.
Okay.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Ben.
What's your name again?
Debbie Elias.
Yeah, Debbie. Nice to meet you, Debbie.
Thanks, Ben.